Welcome to part 2 of me showing my entire video game collection. In the last part, we covered current gen and last gen consoles being Xbox One, PS4, and PS5, so if you missed those, be sure to go check that out before you watch this one. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But in this video, we are going to cover pre-PS4, before PS1, that sort of generation, I guess. So we're going to be covering PS3, PS2, original Xbox, and Xbox 360. And I think we're going to continue this trend where we go from, keep going down generations. So we'll start with 360 and PS3 first, and then we'll go down to original Xbox and PS2. We got 124 games to cover, but 3 less than what we had last time. And yeah, we'll just jump right into it. And also, please keep in mind that some of these are purely for either collection sake or I have not finished all of them. But I just want to show you guys so you guys can either get an idea of what kind of videos you want to see, or if you want to see me live stream them. So let's go ahead and get started with my 360 collection. We got about 18 games to cover, so it's not too bad. These games are a little more spread out, unlike last time where Xbox One had 11, PS5 had 26, and then there was 90 PS4 games. These ones are a little more tame and a little more evenly split. But the first one we have right here is a game called Bulletstorm Epic Edition. Now this was a recommendation from a coworker of mine. It does have the manual and everything with it, but unfortunately the case isn't the best, so I'll probably have to get that replaced. But I do own that. I haven't played it yet, but it's here. Next up is kind of a funny one, Dante's Inferno. This is the second copy I've had to buy of this game because literally every single time that I've bought a copy of this game, this one has the inserts and everything with it, the inside would always be cracked. So I don't trust this one in my PS5, or in my, not my PS5, in my 360, so I am going to get another copy that has another fucking disc, because I'm kind of getting sick of this. But I do have Dante's Inferno. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't cracked into it yet because of the fucking shit. Dead Island is another one that I have heard mixed reviews on, but I have not jumped into yet. But I did buy it for fairly cheap, so I did decide to add it to the collection. Next up, we have Dead Space 3. Now, you're probably wondering why I have 3 and not the other 2. That's because I've been trying to find the other 2, but I haven't yet for some god diddly damn reason. But I do own Dead Space 3. I have heard some glowing reviews from one of my friends, but I haven't cracked into it yet. This one does have both discs as well as the manual, which is really nice. But yeah, I do own Dead Space 3. I bought this at a pawn shop. I couldn't tell if it was overpriced yet or not, but this is when I was first starting to collect games. So, but yeah, I do own Dead Space 3. And of course, kind of steering into the Far Cry territory, I do own Far Cry 2. I've heard glowing things about Far Cry 2. Not one that I have gotten into yet. I've heard it's a lot different compared to the other Far Cry games, but I do own Far Cry 2, and I can't wait to actually jump into it. I bought this at a vintage video game store, and I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was nice to add to the collection nonetheless. Another game in the Far Cry series is Far Cry Instincts Predator. I thought that these games were just a remake, or not a remake, but like a remaster of some sorts of Far Cry 1. I was very wrong. I haven't boiled into this yet, but I do hear that the Instincts series is a series of its own. So I can't wait to dive deep into this guy and the other games that I do own for the original Xbox, but we'll get to those in just a second. This one is also 2 games in 1. No manual, unfortunately, but it does have the disc. But I do own that for 360. Next up is Final Fantasy XI Online for the 360. Now, I know for a fact that both the PS2 servers and the 360 versions are shut down. So I'm not able to play these games from a console, but based on my experience so far with Final Fantasy XIV, I don't know if I want to. But the biggest reason why I bought this in particular is because of the manual. Now, there's some kind of gunk on the top of the manual, but it does have a lot of tips and tricks and stuff in this manual that I can use for when I do eventually play Final Fantasy XI online, which I will be getting to, I don't know when, probably towards the end of the year, but I do own that specifically for the strategy guide. Here we go, let's do this. Final Fantasy XIII 2. This was literally sealed, brand new, and I found it cheap at a pawn shop, and they charged me $1 for it. Yeah. I have heard, obviously, you know, everyone knows, and it's got the manual and everything with it, everyone knows how fucking controversial Final Fantasy XIII 2 is. Not 13 2, but like the original 13. I didn't think it was that bad as everyone was making it out to be. It wasn't my favorite by a long shot, but Final Fantasy XIII, it wasn't as bad as people were saying it is. So I did buy 13-2. I've heard that this does improve upon the original experience, but I am waiting to see that when I actually play the fucking game myself. And of course, I do own Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII as well. This one I've heard really poor reviews about. But it does have the inserts and everything with it. This is another one that I got really, really cheap at a pawn shop. Unfortunately, the case is cracked, but, you know, I can always replace that. But I do own that. I haven't cracked into it yet, but we're gonna fucking figure it out. Next up is Gears of War 2. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember getting this. I don't remember getting this at all, but it does have the manual and everything with it, complete inbox. I really don't remember getting this. I might have gotten it at a pawn shop. Moving on. I'm going to go ahead and lump these next 3 games together, but I also own Kinect Adventures, Kinect Sports, and Kinect Sports Season 2. Now, when I first bought my Kinect, I wanted to see if it actually worked, as well as I also had an idea for a video about reviewing Kinect games with my friends and seeing if it was the hardware or if it was the games themselves. So I've only ever played, I think I only played Kinect Sports. I didn't crack into Adventures yet or any others, but a lot of these do have their original inserts in them. Kinect Sports actually worked pretty well, if I remember correctly. I don't remember just, oh shit, yeah, all of them have their original inserts and all that. But, yep, I do own these. I do plan on doing a video around the Kinect at some point, so be sure to look forward to that. Another game that I actually got surprisingly cheap was the Orange Box. I had no idea that this fucking thing existed. I thought Half-Life 2, Portal 1, and all that was just PC exclusive, but when I saw this at a pawn shop and they charged me extremely cheap for it, I was very, very surprised. It does have its original manual and everything with it. I guess I mostly would have preferred to have this on PS3, but because apparently that's also a thing. But yeah, I do own that. I was very surprised to see this, but I'm very, very happy that this existed because I love Portal. I love Half-Life. I've completed both of them. I haven't played any TF, but I've had a lot of experience with Half-Life and Portal, and I absolutely fucking love them. Speaking of Portal, we also have Portal 2 for the Xbox 360. I got this for myself with the original inserts and everything for it at a GameStop for only 15 bucks. I don't know if that's been overcharged, but knowing GameStop, it probably was. But my brother had this for PS3, and I wanted to own it myself. So I got it for 15 bucks at GameStop, and then he eventually gave me his PS3 copy of Portal 2. So, cool. Next up is Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition. I figured if I was going to get Red Dead 2, I had to find Red Dead 1, and I found it pretty cheap at a pawn shop, and I haven't busted into it yet, but it does have its original manual and both discs, but it is here. These last 2 360 games they're just Kinect games. I own Free Riders, which I hear is horrible, and then Wipeout 3, which I haven't heard anything about. but they're both here for that Connect video. But they're here. And that concludes my whole 360 collection. Only 18 games, nothing spectacular, but we are going to be getting into the meat and potatoes of the PS3. So, let's get started then, shall we? We're going to group this next stack of games together because it's kind of the same thing as the PS4, and that's going to be my Assassin's Creed collection. Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, and Black Flag. The only game that I have played out of all these is Assassin's Creed 1. I started it a couple weeks ago. I tried to pick it back up when I got done with like almost platinuming Unity, and I couldn't pick it back up. I don't know why. I couldn't do it. So I'm probably gonna have to start it over just to make sure I didn't fucking miss anything. But yeah, I tried Assassin's Creed 1. I couldn't really get the handle down on it, but I really do want to try these other ones to see if they're any better. But yeah, those are all the Assassin's Creed games I have for the PS3. I do plan on getting more. This one's definitely one that's kind of flew off the handle a little. The Adventures of Tintin, the game. I think this is a movie, if I remember correctly. But I remember when I first got my PS3, I got this as a present. And I don't remember hating it. I remember like slightly playing it, but like I don't remember much about this game, but except for the fact that it's a movie tie-in game. Yeah, it's got its original inserts and all that. I guess I won't be doing that for all of them. I didn't do it for the Assassin's Creed ones just because a lot of them are just going to be like the paper inserts, but some of these do have their original manuals and stuff like that. But I might play this for a video, see if I remember it at all, but I barely remember this. Next one might be an interesting pick, but mostly I wanted to see like how bad it was, and that's Bakugan Defenders of the Core. I absolutely fucking loved Bakugan when I was young. I still have all of them. I still have my whole collection up in my closet. No fucking shame. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But I have heard iffy things about this. And I don't know about it. So I'm gonna find out. I might do a video visiting the Bakugan games, but I fucking absolutely loved Bakugan when I was a kid, but I don't know anything about this game. I just bought it to see what it was like. BioShock is up next. Another one that someone has recommended to me, and I think I bought this like as soon as we were buying our PS3, but unfortunately haven't dove into it yet. I've heard good things about it, but I don't have an opinion on it yet. Book of Spells, or is it Miranda Goshawk Book of Spells from J.K. Rowling. It has something to do with the wands and the eye camera, and I just got the eye camera. So I don't know. Catherine. Yes, Catherine, the OG. Love this fucking game to death. It's got the original manual and everything. You just go watch my video on it. You'll see what I think of this game. I fucking love this game. Next up is The Evil Within for the PS3. This is a hologram version of this. I don't know if this has original inserts and everything. This game, I bought this for the PS3, not really to play it, but this is just another one of those collector's pieces that I just wanted on my shelf. But yeah, Evil Within 1 is here, but not 2. Far Cry compilation, which includes Far Cry 2, 3, and 3 Blood Dragon. I played Far Cry 3 on this collection, and it is laggy as shit. Not gonna lie. So I don't know if I'm gonna go back and replay it, but I own it for the PS4, and I played it through the PS4 on the PS4, so I really don't have a necessary reason to go back to play it unless I want to try to fucking platinum it. But it does have Far Cry 2 and Blood Dragon on here. Other games that I still need to play through. We'll kind of lump both of these together because I haven't played either one of them, because I still don't know if I like the Fallout series yet. But I do own New Vegas and 3 Another couple games that I bought purely just to see if I like them. I don't even know. This one doesn't have its manual, but I'm pretty sure this one does. Yeah, this one does. But I haven't fully decided if I like the Fallout series yet. So I do own them, and I do plan on trying them as soon as I am able. Circle back around to Final Fantasy 13 again. This is actually a different copy than the one that I had in my ranking, because I actually found a much better, cleaner copy that came with the manual and everything. So, because I am a bitch and trying to collect shit, I rebought Final Fantasy 13, regardless to anyone's dismay. You want to know my thoughts on it? Go watch my ranking. Hitman Absolution. I don't fully remember buying this game. I'm pretty sure we might have gotten it when we were first getting our PS3 or something like that. And this was just another one that I wanted to add to the collection. No manual or anything like that. But I wanted to see if I enjoyed the Hitman series, so I bought another game just to be on the safe side. The Jak and Daxter HD Collection. I bought this on eBay for like, I think it was like 25 bucks, if I remember. And it's got the original inserts and everything with it. And I have only played Jak 1 for a little bit, but I was in the middle of a lot of other games, so I continued those before I continued that. But this is another series that I do want to stream on the channel once we're done with the Ratchet and Clank series. Probably should have done this one first, but I got access to the Ratchet and Clank series first. So, yep, Jak and Daxter Collection will be coming to Operation Gamer Live at some point. Of course, me being a Kingdom Hearts fanboy, I had to get the 1.5 remix. This is actually one of the newer additions to my collection. It's got its original inserts and all that. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but if I remember, then I'll do it. Yeah, I just got this yesterday, and I bought it for like $5. So, I mean, by the way, I didn't mention this video. My light flickers. Fuck you. But yeah, I had to get the PS3 versions. I'm a fanboy. What can I expect? And of course, because I got 1.5, I also have 2.5, because KH2 is my favorite. And, yep, original inserts, all that cool jazz. Not really much more I need to say there. If you guys remember from my PS4 video, I said how much I love The Last of Us, and of course I had to get it on the PS3 as well, with the original inserts and all that cool jazz. Of course, I had to get it for the freaking PS3. Like, collectors. Not specifically for play, but for collectors. Next up, we have the Mass Effect trilogy with, yeah, that. I actually didn't buy this one. I randomly got it for free from another person who just didn't want it. And they were just kind of, they were selling their stuff at a pawn shop, right? And I was just kind of walking around, just doing my thing. And for some reason, they didn't want it. And the dude turned around and looked at me and was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And he just kind of throws it to me. And I was like, "Sure, how much do you want for it?" And he goes, "You can just have it." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you." So, Mass Effect trilogy. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard good things about it. But this is mostly just here for my collection because I just randomly fucking got it. Metal Gear Solid 4, Gun of the Patriots. This is the 4th game in the series with the original manual. We got it for when we got our PS3, and I haven't tried it yet. So, but I've heard good things about the Metal Gear Solid franchise, so I'm looking forward to trying these out. Moving on to the last stack of the PS3 section, we have Metal Gear Solid 5. Kind of the same reason for Metal Gear Solid 4. This also has its inserts in it. And I bought it, wanted to try it, and I just haven't yet. So it's here on my shelf. And of course, I had to get the PS3 version of Persona 5. Like, what kind of monster do you think I am? This one does not have any of the original inserts, and the case is kind of crummy, so I do need to replace the case. But of course, I had to get it for collector's sake. Like, come on. Portal 2. My brother's PS3 version of this that he didn't want anymore because he plays it on computer now. It does have the original inserts and everything for it. But this is a game that I own. I mean, I think it's the best Portal game, obviously, but it's here. Ratchet & Clank Original Trilogy. We still have to get through the third game on this guy, but it's got inserts, the game, all that cool jazz. And yeah, this is Ratchet & Clank is my goddamn childhood. I love Ratchet & Clank so much. We're going to be going through the series when we're done with Final Fantasy 16. Going down the list, of course, we have Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction. Also has the original manual and everything with it. This is a fun game. Definitely recommend. We'll definitely be playing on the channel. It's a fucking Ratchet & Clank game. What else do you expect? But yeah, Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction. It's a good choice. Now this one, unfortunately, I don't have the original case for, and I'm trying to get the original case for it. But Ratchet & Clank A Crack in Time. Future A Crack in Time. This one I also got for free. It wasn't the same guy, but basically they couldn't take this game because it didn't have its original case. And I was just kind of, I was just bugging people. I was just, getting into people's business, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that. I've never played that Ratchet & Clank game. And then he literally grabs a Ziploc bag and goes, here. And I go, what? Are you sure? And he goes, yeah, man, I don't play it. Like, I'm just selling this stuff. And so you can have it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm still trying to track down an original case for that guy. But yeah, Ratchet & Clank, Crack in Time. Ratchet & Clank All for One, a very, very divisive game. I remember trying to play it with my brother. It is very, very much a different game. I don't remember hating it, and I don't remember fully enjoying it, but I guess we will see when we play it on the channel. By the way, in my personal opinion, I think the PS2 Ratchet & Clank games are the best. The future games are still fun, but if you guys haven't played the PS2 games, you need to. They're so good. Another game that also got a kind of a bad reputation is Full Frontal Assault. Apparently this one's supposed to be extremely different. I don't know if that's all that comes with it, but it's one that I haven't played yet. And it's going to be one that I play for the first time on the channel. I think I got this from a GameStop, if I remember correctly. I bought it online, and it was either I bought it off of Amazon or GameStop, because it was either this game or this game, Into the Nexus, which is another game that I have yet to play. We'll be playing it for the first time on the channel. This one does have, actually, well, original inserts when they stopped doing manuals, assholes. I think this is the one that I got at GameStop, now that I think about it. And then I got Full Frontal Assault on Amazon because that one was actually a lot cheaper. But yeah, it was surprisingly, I was surprised on the quality of this guy, not gonna lie. But yeah, Into the Nexus, another one that I haven't played quite yet. Moving apart from Ratchet & Clank, we now kind of dive a little bit into the Resident Evils. I do own Resident Evil 6 for PS3, but just not for PS4. But I don't own any other PS3 games for Resident Evil on this guy. No manual or anything. One that I still haven't played this yet, but it's here in the collection if I ever want to try. Resident Evil Revelations. This was originally a 3DS title, if I remember correctly. And another one that I haven't quite gotten into yet. The fucking manual and shit. But I bought this at a GameStop for fairly cheap. Did I buy it at GameStop? I don't remember, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, this is here. Resistance Fall of Man. This is another one. I think this one I actually had Julie pick out. I was just like, hey, just go look at a random PS3 game and just tell me what looks interesting to you. And she chose this one. This one actually has the original manual and everything with it. Not one that I have busted out yet. It looks kind of interesting, but I haven't started it yet. But it's here. It's made by Insomniac. Of course, I own a PS3 version of Skyrim. I own this version before getting the PS4 version. I haven't cracked into it yet, but it's here for either nostalgia, not nostalgia. It's here for collectors, or it's just here. The Sly Collection for PS3. I want to get this for Vita. Not gonna lie, regardless of how I feel about the Sly 1 remaster, because I know we're not gonna be getting a remaster anytime soon. Still highly recommend this game series. It's so much fun. This is just my childhood, because this also leads into Sly 4 Thieves in Time. Love this game series to death. No inserts, no nothing like that. I actually was finally able to buy this from a GameStop after I quit my job. My first job that I ever had. I quit my job and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna find this. And I found this at a GameStop that was much further away. I replaced the case and everything for it, but like, this is just so much fun. It's a good game, highly recommend. There's no Sly Cooper game that I would not recommend, honestly. Saints Row 4. I have not played this game. I got it because it was cheap, and I heard good things about it, and I haven't tried it yet. Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition. I totally fucking forgot that I had this before I bought the PS4 version. So it's here for collector's sake at this point. Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune. Great game, highly recommend. There's a GameStop receipt in here that we don't need. That's not mine because I got this cheap at a pawn shop. But Drake's Fortune, right here. It's got a weird Reds case, but it's here. Uncharted 2, of course. It's got original inserts as well in it. Another really, really good game. Personally recommend if you have not tried Uncharted already. Of course, love me some Uncharted. I love this video game series, man. It's also got its original inserts and all that stuff. I actually played the third one, sorry, my voice just killed me. I played the third one first, if I remember correctly, actually. And I think it stands as either my second favorite, I believe. I'd have to go back and actually do a ranking on all the Uncharted games, but like, Uncharted 3 is just really fun. All the Uncharted games are really fun. They're action-adventure games, treasure hunting games. Check them out if you haven't already. They're must-haves. And last but not least, we have Wolf Among Us. This is another Telltale game, as you can kind of see. I haven't played this yet. It looks interesting. I bought it because it was cheap, and I've heard some good things about it. But for now, Wolf Among Us is just here. And that was all 44 PS3 games that I have in my collection. And now we will move on to the next generation, not next, but like previous generation, I guess is the better way, with the original Xbox. There's only 9 of these, so this should go by pretty quick. First up is Call of Duty Finest Hour. If you want to be honest with you, when I first bought my original Xbox, I just told Micah to pick a game, and he found a Call of Duty game. I never really got into Call of Duty, to be honest with you. I had very, very sheltered, or I was very, very sheltered as a child. So it was really weird to play an old Call of Duty game. I only played like maybe like an hour or so of it before I kind of just got bored. But yeah, Call of Duty Finest Hour is here. Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex for the original Xbox. I don't remember if I bought this or the PS2 version first, but it's got its original inserts and all that stuff with it, of course. And I haven't played it yet. I'm still trying to get through the original trilogy before I start doing a lot of the next ones. But this is here, so I can actually fucking play it when I'm able to. These next couples are actually really recent entries from the time of recording this video, which was yesterday. Not yesterday, where you're watching this video, but like, yeah, I got these yesterday at the time that I was recording this. But anyway, Crash Tag Team Racing, another one that I would like to try, one that I've heard iffy reviews about, but it also comes complete in box. So it's here. Crash Twin Sanity, another one that I got yesterday as of when recording this video, also complete in box. So another one that I will definitely either be reviewing on the channel or playing on stream, something, but it is here. Halo 2, of course I had to try to get some sort of Halo game. I haven't played this yet, but I've heard good things about it, but it also comes complete in box. I will probably have to replace the case, but Halo 2 is here. I'm planning on getting more Halo games at some point so I can actually try them. Enter the Matrix is honestly kind of an oddball one, to be honest with you. I went to a local game shop that I never went into before, and I found an Xbox 360 game that was complete in box, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Fuck it. We'll try it. I haven't played it yet, but it looks kind of interesting. Far Cry Instincts, the first in the trilogy. As I said with the previous 360 game, I have yet to try this, but I do plan on trying it at some point, but I do own it. Same thing with Far Cry Evolution. This one is not complete in box, unfortunately, but this is, I think, the second game in the series. I could be wrong, but yes, this is also here, and I want to try it at some point. Shrek 2. Shrek 2. And that is all for the original Xbox games that I own. Next up, finally, PS2 games. We have 53 of these to get through, so some of these might be a little speedy, so here we go. This one's kind of out of order, but I don't have the original case for this yet, and it is the original Half-Life on the PS2. I had no idea this was a thing, kind of like how the orange box was. I had no idea that they released it on other platforms other than PC. So I bought the PS2 version. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But I own it, and I do plan on completing it at some point. Starting with games that I actually do have complete in box. First off, Avatar. And I just bought some of these, and they became complete in box. A little thank you note on the in the little thing. But yeah, I went on a little Avatar shopping spree, and I'll kind of explain it in a different video. But yeah, I own Avatar Last Airbender for PS2, as well as Avatar The Burning Earth. This one I've owned since I was a kid, and I haven't, lost sight of it. Unfortunately, I don't have the manual for it anymore, but it is here. It was interesting to play through again, to say the absolute least. Ben 10 Alien Force. I was really into Ben 10 when I was younger too. I didn't really, pursue that obviously, but I tried this I don't remember hating it, but I don't remember loving it either. So I'm pretty sure this was just an okay game. Don't have the manual for it, unfortunately, but I will at some point be trying it again, hopefully. Bolt is up next. This copy was very much well loved. It is very scratched up, of course. But I remember playing the hell out of this as a kid too. I'd like to get a replacement copy if possible. I don't, because I drew on it when I was a kid. But I do own this. I do remember absolutely loving this game. So I probably will do a revisiting video on this if anyone wants to see that. Crash Nitro Kart is up next. This is kind of another fairly newer addition to my collection. Brand new or not brand new, but complete in box. I have heard good and bad things for this title, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't have an opinion on it yet. PS2 version of Wrath of Cortex as well. I think this one's also complete in box. Good God. I think I bought this one second because I thought this one was in better condition. I don't fully remember, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I own the PS2 version of Crash Wrath of Cortex. Next up is a game called Dark Cloud. This one I don't fully remember. I remember playing like the first few minutes of it, thinking it was interesting. It looked like some sort of Final Fantasy RPG type thing, but I never got into it. So this might be another one that I revisit at some point, but this one, I don't have the manual, but it's something. I remember just getting this from my dad. That's all I remember from it. The original Devil May Cry. This is another one that I wanted to get for purely collector's sake with complete in box and all that. I don't know if I'll play the HD remaster of this as my first time experience. I probably would want to do this, honestly. I mean, that might be a dumb idea, but, original PS2 OG experience. That's how we roll here on the OperationGamer channel. But, yeah, Devil May Cry, collector's piece. Just haven't tried it yet. Of course, I have Final Fantasy X for the PS2, complete in box and all that. Y'all know Final Fantasy X is my favorite. Did I say Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy X? Final Fantasy X, regardless of what I said, one of my favorite Final Fantasy games of all goddamn time. If you enjoy the Persona just wait your turn combat, this is so much fun. Highly recommend. Good story. Love 10. Of course, I also own 10-2. I haven't cracked into this guy yet, but it is complete in box, and I will be playing it at some point, and I am very, very excited to try and play this again. Not again, but for the first time. Final Fantasy XI Online, I bought this purely as a collector's piece, knowing that it was not going to work, but I do have it with both discs, and it's just here at this point. Final Fantasy XII, yes, complete in box, as per usual. Go watch my ranking if you want to know what my opinions are on Final Fantasy XII, but Final Fantasy XII. Also, I got this pretty cheap at a pawn shop, so that's why I own it. Sorry, I know I haven't been saying that. Friends, the one with all the trivia. You want me to be honest with you? I bought this for Julie. But it's complete in box. I bought this for Julie. Gauntlet Dark Legacy, also complete in box. Throwing away that fucking receipt. Yeah, I played a Gauntlet game when I was younger, on the N64, and this one came up, and I was debating on picking it up, but another one of my friends really wanted this, so I was like, you know what? No, you can have it, and then he just let me buy it. Damn you! But haven't cracked into it yet. It looks interesting, and I can't wait to try it. Gun. If I want to be honest with you, I don't fully remember where I got this game either. I think I just got it from my dad. It's complete in box. I think I played it when I was younger? Behind my parents' back? I don't remember it. I don't remember this at all, but it's here. The Incredibles. I need to replace this, to be honest with you. It's an old-ass Blockbuster case with no manual or anything like that. This is a childhood game. I remember loving to play this, but I think it skips now, so I need to replace this copy like ASAP. So maybe look forward to that. But I do have the Incredibles game. We're gonna lump these next three together, and that's gonna be the Jack series: Jack 1, Jack 2, and Jack 3. I accidentally stole these from one of my friends. He let me borrow them to play them. I tried playing a little bit of Jack 1, and I got busy, and he never took them back. So they're currently in my collection. I don't know if any of them are complete. Oh, Jack 3 is complete. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, I apologize. I borrowed the first two Jack and Daxters from my friend, and I forgot. This one I got at a vintage game shop, and I found it complete in box for cheap, so I bought it. And I can't wait to try it out and pick it up. My apologies, I totally forgot about that. Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies. This one's a fun game. I don't care what anyone says. This one is one of my favorite childhood games when I was younger. I don't have the manual or anything for it, but this game is phenomenal. Compared to the other Jimmy Neutron game that I played, this one's fun. I actually do recommend this one if you want some trip of nostalgia. We're going to kind of blast through these ones because I've already talked about it. Kingdom Hearts 1. I just dropped some. My apologies. Complete in box. I just bought it as a replacement because I trashed my other one. But, yep. Kingdom Hearts 1. Played it since I was a kid. Absolutely love it. Then, this one I bought off of Amazon, which is Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. Complete in box. Unfortunately, Greatest Hits version, but still, it's Chain of Memories, Re-Chain of Memories, which I have a lot more respect for now, surprisingly enough. And then, of course, Kingdom Hearts 2. Also, complete in box. I don't remember if I replaced this one. Is this a replacement? No, this is definitely not a replacement. No, I remember giving this one much love when I was younger. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. My personal favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Kung Fu Panda. I watched a friend of mine play this like a long time ago, and I just decided to pick it up at my vintage game shop. It's complete in box. It looks like just a normal beat 'em up, but it looks fun, and I can't wait to like dive into it. Lego Racers 2. This one is not complete in box, unfortunately, but this was very much a childhood game of mine. I don't think I actually beat it until I was a teenager, but I just remember riding around the freaking island for God knows how long. This was definitely a heavy trip of nostalgia for me, and I'm probably gonna try to crack into it at some point again. Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island. Another heavy nostalgia trip. This is definitely very much a childhood game for me. Unfortunately, the case is pretty cracked, and obviously no manual. But I played the fuck out of this game when I was a kid. I loved this game. This is definitely going to be another revisiting game for sure. Let's start this heavy trip. We're going to start with Persona 3 FES. Complete inbox, as it should be. I bought this off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. It's a good game. I'm really excited for the remake to come out, or reload, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This isn't my favorite Persona game ever, but it's still a really, really good game. Really good themes, really good message. Highly recommend any Persona fan to try it out. I definitely have my issues with it, but I still think it's a really, really good game regardless. Of course, Persona 4 Vanilla, complete in box with the soundtrack. Another really, really good game. This and Persona 5 are honestly swapping with my favorite Persona games. I know a lot of people say that this is just an extremely happy game, like way too happy for a Persona game. I respectfully disagree. I think this definitely has a lot of more in between the lines that you kind of have to read when it comes to this kind of shit, because if you think about the themes in this game, it's kind of fucked, not gonna lie. But it's another game that I'm thinking about doing a video review on. But Persona 4, love this game, man. Highly, highly recommend for any Persona fan. Of course, we're gonna have to go ahead and start this whole rabbit hole. Ratchet & Clank 1. Played this on a demo disc. I have the poster and everything for this guy, man. I fucking absolutely love Ratchet & Clank 1. It's still, like, obviously there are a lot of other games that are, you know, gonna be superior to this, but this is still a really, really good game. Highly recommend for anyone who has never played it before. Last stack, here we go. Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I had to replace this game. At least I think I had to. Yeah, I had to replace this game, but I do have the original inserts and everything for it. It is complete in box. Probably, so far, my favorite Ratchet & Clank, at least of the original PS2 era, but love this game. This game has vast more of improvements of the original Ratchet & Clank. Give this one another play if you haven't already. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Probably one of the more fan favorites. It's not complete in box, unfortunately. I'm probably going to have to replace this guy as well. Definitely a more fan favorite of the whole Ratchet & Clank series. I like it. It's not my favorite, mostly because I feel like there are other Ratchet & Clank games that provide a lot more than just what is in here. But I could definitely see why people think this is their favorite. But it's still a high recommendation for me for anyone who hasn't played a Ratchet & Clank game. Give it a play. It's so much fun. I'm going to be saying a lot of the same things for a lot of these. But next up, Ratchet Deadlocked. One of the spin-offs, unfortunately not complete in box. But Ratchet Deadlocked, another really, really fun game. I don't know if it's underrated or not, because I know there's a lot of people who sing praises to Ratchet Deadlocked, but this one's more of a gladiator type game, and I almost prefer this. I don't know. I'm still developing my opinions. I'm gonna replay it on the channel just to see how I feel about it, but still really good time if you ever, you know, just want to play like a gladiator type game. Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, probably one of the most hated Ratchet & Clank games, besides All for One. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was as bad as people are making it out to be. It's definitely not as good as the other ones, don't get me wrong, but I still think this has deserved another playthrough if people haven't already. So, highly recommend Size Matters if anyone wants to give it a shot. Taking a break from Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil 4, the original for the PS2, complete in box, found it cheap at a pawn shop. Unfortunately, the disc does not match the box art, I mean, it's the same thing as I said for the PS4 version. I tried playing the PS4 version and the tank controls were kind of iffy, so I might try to pick it up again, but I haven't fully decided yet. Secret Agent Clank, another one of the duo of the Ratchet or the PSP remasters, right? Or not remasters, but anyway, Secret Agent Clank was definitely, I think it was better than Size Matters personally, just because it was kind of its own experience. So I definitely would recommend giving it another play. It's not as good as the other Ratchet & Clank games, but I would still give it a play just to see what you think. Getting into some Shin Megami Tensei here, we got the original Nocturne right here. Bought this cheap on Amazon for like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, complete in box as per usual. And yeah, the remaster's fun. I haven't played the original yet though, so we'll see where this goes. Gonna lump these guys together. Digital Devil Sagas 1 and 2, both complete in box. Both of these bought on Amazon for fairly cheap, for like 20-25 bucks. Haven't played them yet, but I would like to at some point because I hear it's a lot different than your average S&T game. But yeah, those are here. I'm gonna kind of lump these together as well, but you got Sly 1, of course, because it's fucking it's a good game. Unfortunately, not complete in box, but you know where the good soundtrack is. Sly 2, as you all know, my personal favorite Sly Cooper game of all time. Unfortunately, not complete in box, but I would like it. Well, I'll try to at some point. And Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves, my second favorite Sly Cooper game, also unfortunately not complete in box. But all of these are very, very heavy nostalgia trips. I did a whole not Clank, Sly Cooper ranking a few months ago, so be sure to go check that out if you guys want to know where I'd be placing all of these games. But yeah, Sly Cooper series, that's one heavy dose of nostalgia right there. Smuggler's Run was a game that I played when I was a kid. I don't think my dad really noticed the T rating on this guy, but I think we just did it as a fucking I don't know, as a driving simulator. I don't remember much of this game, I'll be honest with you. But it is complete in box, because I had to replace it. We have a classic, Battle for Bikini Bottom. Fortunately, not complete in box, but still very, very, very good game. I played this game maybe 3 times when I was younger. But this game, it's always a cult classic. You can't go wrong with a little bit of SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants, Globs of Doom. I don't know why they specifically put SpongeBob SquarePants, but it's just SpongeBob SquarePants featuring Nicktoons. I don't know why, but not complete in box, unfortunately. But this was still a fun game. From what I remember as a kid, you would go through different portions of Nick titles, but it was still a fun game regardless. I just wish I remembered more of it. SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie. This one was another replacement copy that I got complete in box, which is really nice. I don't think I remember walking through this fucking manual. Anyway, this was definitely a replacement copy. This game was a lot of fun that I remember as a kid. Definitely, it was the same structure as Battle for Bikini Bottom, except it would take place throughout the entire movie. I don't know if I like this more than Battle for Bikini Bottom. I think I do slightly, maybe just because I played it more. But still, an easy recommendation for me. I think this definitely deserves a remaster, kind of like Battle for Bikini Bottom, honestly. The greatest game ever made. No flaws in it whatsoever. Definitely not a bad game whatsoever. This game is fantastic. This game is great. It's the perfect game. This game will never this game will never leave my library. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This game is fantastic. You need to shut the fuck up and just get the fucking game. Jokes aside, yeah, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I actually just replaced this copy, so now I have the manual, and this disc is extremely clean. My baby boy. SpongeBob Creature from the Krusty Krab is up next with no manual, unfortunately, but this was also a really fun game. This game also kind of got in reception, but I found it a lot of fun. It was definitely very much a oh god, what is it? It's definitely a lot different than a lot of other SpongeBob games that you see, but that's what I enjoyed about it, to be honest with you. It was just a lot different, and I really, really appreciated that. The Legend of Spyro, A New Beginning. This is another pretty recent addition to my collection. It is complete in box, and there is also a fucking cheat code that came with it. I got this at a local vintage shop, and I've been looking for this everywhere that isn't selling it for like 50, 60 bucks. But they sold it to me for like, I think it was like 25, 30 bucks or something like that. I know a lot of people are kind of iffy on the Legend of Spyro series, but I personally enjoyed it, mostly because I played a lot of the next game we're about to see. Spyro Eternal Night. Unfortunately, I don't have this complete in box, but this is the only other Spyro game that I played besides Spyro 1 when I was a kid, and I genuinely enjoyed this. Even though this shit is fucking difficult as all hell, I really, really did enjoy this game. I know, you know, it's definitely not the same, but I definitely think it's got its own flair and uniqueness to it. And I think this is definitely something that I want to revisit and return to. Now that I'm actually doing this, this is actually giving me a lot of ideas on games that I actually do want to return to at some point. So, yeah, we'll figure some of this shit out. The Shield. Let me be perfectly honest with you, besides it being complete in box. The biggest reason, I bought this for a video. I 100% bought this for a video, but it's been over a year since I bought it for said video. I watched The Shield a lot when I was younger, and I didn't buy this game particularly thinking that I was going to enjoy it. I was just curious on what exactly this is. So I think I'm going to make a video kind of like how I did with the Alice video, to just kind of see what the fuck this game is. So, but yeah, it's here. Last couple games we got. First off, Tony Hawk's Underground. I played a lot of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 when I was younger, complete in box, all that cool jazz. And I enjoyed it. And it unfortunately got taken away from me because step siblings moved away. But I decided to pick up Tony Hawk's Underground at the same vintage game shop because I was trying to find out Underground 2, but that shit's fucking expensive. But I did eventually find it, and I finally got it. This one, unfortunately, is not complete in box, and I might try to see if I can find a replacement manual for it. But I remember loving the fuck out of this game when I was a kid. I don't think I ever beat it, but I just remember just running around, just doing missions and shit. And then just never actually completing it. But this will definitely be another one that I would like to revisit if possible. And yeah, that's Tony Hawk's Underground 2. And that is the end of this portion of the Showing the Complete collection. That was all 53 PS2 games. My god, this is a lot. The next couple videos aren't going to be as long. We're going to be getting into handhelds next video, and then the rest of the games in the last video. Each of them only having around 80 games, so this one isn't going to be as expansive as this one. This was definitely a majority of my collection, and this one should be a lot easier to go through. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do what you guys do on that YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at OperationGamer1. All that cool stuff. That was very, very fucking butchered, but whatever. I will see you next week in part 3. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.